I'm gonna be honest with y'all for a second, alright? I'm gonna be honest, alright? I was always one of those RGB haters, alright? You know, I saw some RGB on somebody's setup, saw people with them, and I'm like, you know, it just doesn't really look that good to me, you know? I got this keyboard, and I played with some of the lighting features on it, and I was honestly really impressed. And I was like, wow, this is actually super cool. So, you know what? It changed my mind. You changed my mind, so. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tanner Radloff. I'm a third-year engineering student here in the US. And today we're going to be doing a review of the Razer Hunstman Tournament Edition Gaming/Professional Keyboard. So this is the Razer Hunstman Tournament Edition Gaming Keyboard. It's not just a gaming keyboard though. It does have a very minimalist aesthetic. It does appeal to both gamers and people who just want a really nice quality keyboard as well. So if you're watching this right now, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and coming with me on this journey. And let's hop right into it. So I've had this keyboard for about 6 months now, so I feel like I've used it long enough that I can give you guys a clear, accurate picture of what it's like to own it, as well as some information at the end talking about, you know, the pros and cons of a mechanical keyboard and if that's something that might be good for your setup. Okay, so the first question you're probably wondering is why this specific keyboard? Why the Razer Hunstman Tournament Edition? The lack of a number pad was one of the main reasons that I considered this keyboard over other ones. I really wanted one that was minimalist, really was an efficient use of my desk space. So the Tournament Edition is the one without the number pad. The regular Huntsman has the number pad. So just keep that in mind. If you want the one without a number pad, it's going to be the Tournament Edition, and I'll have a link for that below as well. But as you can see here, I'll show my old keyboard. I broke it out of the box and set it up on this setup I have going today, just to see what it would look like. And it's actually crazy how much space it takes up compared to this keyboard. My old keyboard had the wrist rest, the number pad, and a set of macro keys as well. I will say that I was actually a little bit worried about losing the wrist rest because I kind of like that, but honestly, after not having it with the Razer Huntsman, I can tell you that I barely even noticed it was gone. So the first thing that we're going to look at on this keyboard is kind of the base plate, the part that is like the main body of the keyboard underneath the keys. It's made of an aluminum middle plate that's encapsulated in a really nice, light, durable plastic that feels really nice as well. One of the things that I liked about it is it doesn't not really show fingerprints easily. It did have some cool little accents like this Razer logo right above the arrow keys, and then on the back side it has a relatively subtle by gamers for gamers design etched into it. You know, you never see the bottom side of the keyboard, but it's kind of cool that they went above and beyond as far as kind of a design on that. The feet on this keyboard come in at 2 different adjustability settings, 6 and 9 degrees. So it comes with USB-C. So what that means is the cord that plugs into the keyboard is connected via USB-C, and then the one that plugs into your computer is USB 3.0. So you don't have to have any intermediate dongle or anything to control the lights. It's all done instantaneously. It's super fast. So that's really awesome if you want to customize your keyboard with a cool cord. I've seen a lot of people do a customized USB-C cord, or if you want to unplug it for traveling. So super cool there. So the keys are outfitted with some really nice double shot PBT keycaps with a standard bottom row as well. As you may know, Razer used to not do the standard bottom row, so it was really kind of tricky if you wanted to customize your keys, but they went to the standard bottom row. So if you want to get those custom keys, different key colors as well, you can do that as well. I'll put the link for that down in the description as well. I'll probably get white keycaps at some point, but it's cool that you can totally switch those out with no issues at all. So they come in a really clean matte black finish with a really nice kind of micro texture is the best way I would put it, but it's really quality, and it gives you a nice grip on the keys when you're typing and stuff like that. One small super nitpicky thing that I noticed, which applies to a ton of keyboards, is it does seem to kind of attract dust a lot in between the keys, which is a little bit tricky, but quickly solved with some compressed air. So going from the kind of standard keyboard keys in my old keyboard to these, I was really thoroughly impressed, to be honest. It just feels like a more quality, sturdy product, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but it's because it is, and it's really nice and enjoyable to use. So one of the first things you're gonna notice between a membrane keyboard and a mechanical keyboard is gonna be the noise. Mechanical keyboards are notoriously just a little bit louder than regular membrane keyboards. Obviously, you know, the membrane's usually made of like a rubber or silicone, and when you're pressing the keys, that's like absorbing a lot of the noise. But these don't have any rubber, so they're a little bit louder. But hey, it's the mechanical gaming keyboard sound. It's not a bad sound. Being silent isn't really an option with this, just so you know. So if you share a room with roommates, or you have a concern about being quiet for coworkers or whatever the case is, then maybe you know, take that into consideration. Yeah, it just has a really nice mechanical keyboard sound to it. Okay, so the Hunstman TE, this version I got, comes with the red linear optical switches. There's no rubbery, spongy feeling or like clicky points. It's just one smooth motion throughout. I've come to really like the feel of this keyboard. Okay, so next thing we'll talk about is the color features. The reason you're all here, I'm just kidding. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with y'all for a second, alright? I'm gonna be honest, alright? I was always one of those RGB haters, alright? You know, I saw some RGB on somebody's setup, and what I mean by RGB is the lights, like the red, green, blue lights. Saw people with them and I'm like, you know, it just doesn't really look that good to me, you know? I got this keyboard and I played with some of the lighting features on it, and I was honestly really impressed. And I was like, wow, this is actually super cool. So, you know what? You changed my mind. You changed my mind, so congratulations on that, I suppose. Well, they have a ton of really cool presets in Synapse, like a ripple effect, a fire effect, it reacts to music that's playing on your computer if you want. They have waves, all kinds of stuff. And one thing that I want to say too is the color quality on the lights that they use is nuts. It's just super nice. And you know, coming from a person who didn't really care about them before or anything, all the colors are just super accurate and super nice. I'm like, wow, this is really nice. But yeah, I'll show some of these right here, and they're really cool. Okay, so now a quick overview of the pros and cons. Alright, so first, I'll take you through the cons. It's a little bit loud, so if you have any roommates, or you have a reason that you need to be quiet, it might not be for you. It doesn't have a number pad. So if you need a number pad, and you are one of those people that can type out equations super fast on a number pad, then maybe this might not be for you. Like I said, I never really used it, and the lack of a number pad gave me way more desk space, and that was worth it for me. But just keep that in mind. If you want a wrist rest, you're gonna have to buy one separately for this. It does not come with a wrist rest. So you can buy one separately, but it doesn't come with that. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so for the pros, again, the lack of a number pad is a pro for me. That was one of the main reasons I got this, just because it saved so much space on my desk. Super minimal and really efficient. You know, everything you need, nothing you don't. Efficient use of my space, which I really appreciated. Another pro is the minimalist design. It doesn't have any obnoxious designing on it. It's very simple, very sleek. The font is super nice and minimalist, nothing too crazy. Like I said, turn the lights off or even just do a what color and you got a professional keyboard. Another pro is the impressive linear optical switch technology. and really impressed, really impressed with that. Obviously built for performance, very fast, accurate, and solid. Another pro is excellent build quality and textures all around, from the body to the keys to the switches to the USB-C cord. All around, this is a super nice premium package. Very well made keyboard from Razer. So people I would recommend this for, casual or pro gamers. I mean, if you're going to tournaments, I think that's the really, God. If you're going to tournaments and things like that, that is one of the main kind of draws to this keyboard, is you can just unplug it, put it in your bag, and take it with you. Casual gamers too, if you want to, you know, have a keyboard that's going to last you a long time, and it's going to, you know, eventually help you be a little bit faster in typing and gaming, I definitely recommend this. So one quick tip I have for you regarding equipment is, if you can afford to get the nicer piece of equipment, get the nicer piece of equipment. I'm not saying this to sell you. I'm telling you because I can't tell you how many times in the past where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play this game where, oh, I get the one that's, I get the cheaper one for now. And then what happens is you get that one and you use it for, you use it for a couple weeks, and then you're like, this is okay, but about a few months are gonna go by. It's either gonna break because it's cheap, or it's just not gonna last you as long. You're not gonna be as happy with it, and then you're still gonna just want that one you wanted in the first place. So if you can afford it, get the nicer piece of equipment. You will thank yourself. It's gonna last you longer. It's gonna give you better performance overall. If you can afford to invest in yourself a little bit, then do it. If you can't, then work with what you got. But anyway, that's a quick tip for you. So overall, this keyboard is getting a strong recommendation from me. If you have a problem with sound and you need to have a quiet workspace, you share it with people, maybe this one isn't for you. That's totally okay. If you need a number pad, essentially need a number pad, maybe this isn't for you. That's totally okay as well. So going from my old Corsair K55 keyboard to this, I can really see why people say that when you get a mechanical keyboard, you never switch back. It's just an overall much more quality feeling experience, and really enjoyable, and I can see why people say they never switch back. And anybody considering switching to a mechanical keyboard or this keyboard from a regular keyboard, hopefully I've given you a little bit of an insight of what it's like to own one of these, and shown you a little bit of the pros and cons, and hopefully giving you the information to get the one that is best for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you think that there was some useful information in this video, please go ahead and smash that like button and help me get some more reach. As you can see, you probably are watching this and seeing that my video has like 3 views. So the more likes that it gets, the more the YouTube algorithm is like, oh, maybe more people should see this. So if you drop a like, I'd really appreciate that. Also, I have tons of more video ideas that are in the making. So if you want to come with me on this journey, then feel free to hit that subscribe button as well, and also drop a comment. I'm kind of curious what people think. If there's anything you think I left out, feel free to comment on it. Anything that you thought was cool, let me know. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. It's, really impressed with that. It's super quick. It's super sensitive, which is, I guess that's actually kind of gone. One piece of advice for, Jesus Christ. I got fucking okay. So one quick piece of advice is regarding, God.